Okay, my wonderful technical question is, at what point do you decide how the melody of your words is going to be? Is it quite at the beginning when you're sort of you three in the studio recording the backing tracks, or is it quite late in the process?
That tends to come earlier than later.
Yeah.
The melody tends to come. That's the one thing I can say about, like, consistently the way that I work with the band. The melody tends to come before the lyric.
Okay, and I think your lyrics, they manage something that not many lyric writers manages. Two options. That is, one thing is reflecting on society and commenting on it sometimes, and also giving people an option to run away from society into, let's say, a dream world or something. And for lots of writers, that's sort of a contradiction. How do you feel about that?
Wait, throw that at me again.
There are lots of lyric writers who say no, like Bob Dylan, you know. He said, no, I have to reflect society, something has to change, you know, and fighting against something. Okay. And other lyric writers give people the opportunity to run away, to sort of vanish into a dream world. You know what I mean?
Kind of. I've never really thought, I mean, I know that Patti Smith is aware of the great lineage of people who write in the way that she writes. Yeah. And she's a profound influence on me, obviously, but I don't know what that is. I mean, I've joked before that I'm a failed symbolist, but I honestly don't. I had to look that up in the dictionary. I just like the way it sounded.
So it does sound very good.
Right. Yeah, I guess I do have both those elements in my work. I don't really sit around and try to interpret what the stuff is about, frankly. Yeah. I mean, song by song or piece by piece I will, but it's not really my job to look at it beyond what it means to me and what I think it might mean beyond me and my band.
Yeah, it's just giving it to people and they can do whatever they want, really.
Well, it sounds really fatuous and stupid, but fatuous, is that the word?
Don't ask me, my English is crap. His English is quite good.
What does fatuous mean, do you know?
I don't know it exactly. I know it just from, infatuous, the opposite.
Yeah.
No, infatuated, that's what you're thinking.
Yes.
That's like, that's a different thing. At any rate.
Sorry.
Where was I? Yeah. No, I lost my train of thought.
I'm
sorry.
Where was it?
Something was fatuous, but then we don't know what that means.
Oh, God, shall we
Well, it's F-A-T-O-U, fatuous. F-A-T-U-O-U-S, so your viewers can go on and look it up in the...
Look it up in the dictionary and help us now.
English-German dictionary and figure it out.
And are there any sort of recent lyric writers you can relate to? You've just mentioned Patti Smith. Are there any others?
There's a short list of people that I draw great inspiration from, and I think when they go out and write songs that are brilliant, I take it as a challenge personally. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's a great song. Fuck you. I can do better. And that
sort of like
that
a positive competition somehow.
Yeah, it's a sweet competition. Yeah. Is how I refer to it. But it's a simple list of, and I'm just naming lyricists. Obviously, the band and their own personal styles are really different. But people that really challenge me with their work and that make me want to do better in my job.
Yeah. And
most of them are friends. The two that are not are Bjork, who I know and she's great, and Polly Harvey, who I've met and she's great. Yeah. But Bjork, Polly Harvey, Q-Tip, Courtney Love, Bono, Tom York, Patti Smith, Natalie Merchant, Grantley Phillips are all people that write, I think, really incredible, moving, challenging work.
Yeah. And there's one other lyric writer that I think of when I listen to your lyrics is Robin Hitchcock.
Oh, really?
And he once said his lyrics
were... You're a Robin Hitchcock fan?
Well,
I bet you are.
Sort of recently. My boyfriend is much older than I am, so he's a big Soft Boys fan, and we saw them live now with the reunion with the Soft Boys. Sort of after 20 years, they've reunioned, and my boyfriend sort of cried at the concert because he just could not believe it after 20 years. Yeah, it was amazing. Sort of all those 50-year-olds on the stage, and they said they have never ever played to a large audience like that before. It was brilliant. It was wonderful. And he says writing lyrics is like dreaming in public. Can you relate to that quote?
No, because a dream is something that happens in the moment and then it's gone. It's how you reflect on it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. You don't do that in front of an audience.
Yeah.
You might repeat a dream in front of an audience.
Yeah, but not dreaming at that moment. Okay.
No, that's a real different thing, don't you think?
Yeah, it is true. That's true. And I know that you travelled a lot while you were writing for this new album. And can you, when you listen to the album now, point to phrases for yourself and sort of say, I remember, that's Italy and that's Sweden, like a photo album somehow?
Yeah. For me, that's kind of fun to do, you know. But it doesn't. I often feel like, well, those are the kind of details, you know, or my read on what the lyric is or what it's about, what the song is about, is often the least interesting.
Yeah. And
the least significant. You know, that's why music is such a powerful medium.
Yeah.
And why I'm such a huge music fan is that we're all our own movies. Let's face it. My movie and your movie happen to be one right now, but the second that we're apart, you're back in your own movie and you're the star, and in that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And in that, I lost my train of thought again, I'm sorry. I've just woken up.
With remembering the songs where you wrote what, that was the first pleasure.
And within that, you know, I have to say that once the songs are written and they're on the record and they're out in the world, they're really not mine anymore, and they're not the band's anymore, and you know, we authored them or whatever, but they belong to everyone at that point, and the beauty of music is that you can project whatever you want onto any piece of music.
Yeah.
And it'll be different from the next person or the next person.
And that's why it's stupid to explain things, what they mean to you, because they may mean the opposite to somebody else.
I don't think it's stupid, but it might cheapen it, or it might make it feel kind of like, well, that's kind of a dumb way to get inspired. How did you take that really stupid little thing and turn it into this beautiful... You know,
it's like talking about love, because that sort of reduces it somehow. I think it's sort of, there are some things that are so difficult to
try
put in
writing
words.
a pop lyric about it. Talk about reduction. That's no fun.
Yeah,
it's all been done, and it ain't easy.
Okay, we have to make a short break, I'm afraid.
Sure.
We'll watch a video, and then we're back with Michael Stipe.